Good.
I don't know how much that was recording is like buffering or something like that. Nicholas, was that annoying?
No, it was amazing.
Really? Thank you. Did you guys see me on the YouTube? I was interviewed on YouTube, or not YouTube, but on ASB, the ASB thing by Maya. I look kind of funny. Maya was very. But did you think it was funny, Rosa? That I felt like dorky, but thank you for saying that. Okay. Anyway, if you want to see it, I can put it on the I'll put it on the chat for you guys later on. I think I found it somewhere. So let me think. Okay, what are we talking about? Let's find the assignment. Let's look at the assignment. I think we're opening on Tuesday. I need to find out if we're opening 100% for sure, right? Because we had to figure out what the tiers were. Tuesday. In a week, some of you will be here. How should you do a poll? I just anonymous poll. Let's see. Sorry, let's do a quick poll. You guys can do this as I'm setting everything out. I'm just curious as to how many people. Let's watch this. I plan on coming back to school next week. Yes. No. Okay. All right, there you go. Enter the poll just for the fun of it. Let's see how many people are coming back, okay? Let's see. Okay, so am I presenting? And let's take a look at our assignment. It's kind of weird. We're just doing a couple sections here. If you came in late, stay after class because I marked you absent. And I can't like figure it out unless, oh, that's my math 3 honors. That's not the one I want. Dude, get rid of that. You guys, there's a check your understanding last night and a check your understanding today too. So make sure you do that. You get zeros if you don't. If you're questioning, if you're saying, what the heck, Sensei, I don't know what you're talking about, you can see you after class, but there's check your understanding yesterday and today. So make sure you do that, right? So if you check your understanding after this, the check your understanding. Check your understandings are like easy points. You just keep doing it over and over again, right? Until you can do it over and over again until you get it all right. And then you can ask me if you need help. Okay, we're doing 4.3 oh, my pen's going out. Let me throw that away. Throw it away. Perpendicular and parallel lines. Perpendicular and parallel lines. Okay, it's page 181. Okay, 1 through 6, and then 13 through 16. All, so that's like 6 and then 5, I don't know. And then we do number 27, okay? So let's first talk about what a parallel and what a perpendicular line is, okay? So here we go, make sure you put your name, date, and the period. So page 181, 1 through 16. So parallel line. Write this down, parallel line. Lines, 2 lines. You need 2 lines to be parallel. Parallel lines. Okay, here's the thing. We know that you guys know, but there are 2 lines that do not intersect. 2 lines that do not intersect. And here's the thing. Write this down. In star, look at it. They have the same. Oh man, that's dying. throw that one away. Let me rewrite that so it's clear. They have the same slope. Same slope, okay? So here's a picture of two parallel lines. Where's my ruler? There it is. Here's parallel lines. I'm going to draw it right here on a coordinate plane. Okay. Here's line number 1. Okay. Okay, there's line number 1. And here's line number 2. Look, before I go into line number 1, before I go into line number 2, if I had a purple pen, do I have a black pen? If you look here, this has a slope of 3/1. Right? Remember, the slope is rise over run. The slope of that line is 3/1. So the slope of the blue line is 3. All right, it's 3 over, which is 3, but 3/1, it's 3/1, it's just 3. And if I do a green line, I'm going to do the same slope. I'm going to go up 3/1, up 3/1. Now watch. These lines will not intersect. See how they're parallel? But this also, make it straight there because that looks straight to you. This also has a slope of 3/1. If they have the same slope, they will not intersect. And that's the main thing. So this green line has a slope of 3/1. They have the same, if they have the same slope, they are parallel. Okay, so that's the main thing. Parallel lines have the same slope. Parallel lines have the same slope. Okay, here we go. Make sure you're paying attention. Yes, Andy, go ahead and come back. Okay, what did I just say? Parallel lines have the same slope. Devin, what did I say? Oh, Devin's camera's working. Devin, what did I say?
That the parallel lines have the same slope.
Very good. Awesome. Oh, go ahead. Keep going. I interrupted you.
They won't intercept.
Yes. Yes, very good. Austin, what did I say?
About the lines?
Yeah.
About the parallel lines?
Yeah.
How they don't intersect?
Parallel lines have the same slope.
Yeah.
What did I say, Austin?
You said that parallel lines don't intersect and they have the same slope.
Yes, yes, exactly. Angelina Rodriguez, what did I say about parallel lines?
They have two lines and they do not intersect.
And the main thing we learned, though, I just taught, they have the same. Yes, very same slope. Italia, what did I say about parallel lines?
That they have the same slope and the two.
Very good. And they don't intersect. But yes, the main thing I want to say is they have the same slope. Daniel Mejia, what did I say about parallel lines?
That they have the same slope.
Yes. Naomi, what did I say about the parallel lines? Is Naomi here? Looks like most of you are not going to be coming back. Naomi, are you here? Naomi. Naomi, I'll get back to you. I'm going to mark you absent if I don't hear from you. I'm going to come back to you. Okay, let's talk about perpendicular lines. Okay, so parallel lines don't intersect. They have the same slope as far as we're concerned with algebra. They have the same slope. Parallel lines have the same slope. Now, what about perpendicular lines? Okay, now a perpendicular line are two lines that intersect at 90 degrees. First of all, let's talk about what 90 degrees is, okay? Let's talk about what 90 degrees. So I'm going to do a little sub thing here. 90 degrees is this. This is 90 degrees, this little side here. 90 degrees is where two lines intersect. One goes up, the other goes straight up and down. 90 degrees. These two lines are perpendicular. They make a 90-degree angle. Now, I could have one that goes like this. Draw as best as I can. I could have a 90-degree. I have a 90-degree that goes like this. Okay, these are also perpendicular. If you look at this lower one, these are perpendicular because they also form 90 degrees. If I turn it like that, see how they look 90 degrees? So these are perpendicular. They form a 90-degree angle. That little box, it's 90 degrees. Perpendicular lines are two lines that intersect and they form a 90-degree angle. They intersect at 90 degrees. Perpendicular lines intersect at 90 degrees. Perpendicular lines intersect at 90 degrees. Italia, what did I say?
I can't say it. Lines.
Perpendicular lines.
Perpendicular lines intersect at 90 degrees.
Perfect. Leotalia, what did I say about perpendicular lines?
Perpendicular lines intersect at 90 degrees.
Very good. Let's try one more. Let's try Naomi. Are you there? What did I say about perpendicular lines?
Perpendicular lines intersect at 90-degree angles.
Perfect. Okay, good. I'm glad you're here. Okay, so let's write out our definition. Perpendicular lines intersect at 90 degrees. Okay, so write that down. Now, now let's talk about their slope, because the main thing I want to know is about their slope. In algebra, we have to figure out their slope. Their slopes are, okay, here's what their slopes are. They are, okay, I'm going to write the words down. I'll give you an example. Are opposite reciprocal. Hang on a second. Reciprocal. They're opposite reciprocals. I'm sorry I have such bad handwriting. Okay, so here's the thing. Make sure you star this. They are opposite reciprocal. Their slopes are opposite reciprocal. Now, what the heck does that mean? Okay, their slopes are opposite reciprocal. So here's what I mean by that. Opposite is the sign. The opposite of positive is negative. The opposite of negative is positive. Reciprocal is when you flip the fraction over. They have to be both opposite and reciprocal. Okay, so write this down. If I have a slope of negative 2/3, the perpendicular slope would be positive 3/2. Those are perpendicular. Okay, so let's see if we can figure these out. Okay, so if I have a slope of 7/9, Okay, what would be, I want you to write down what would be perpendicular to 7/9. What would the slope be of a line that's perpendicular to a line that has a slope of 7/9? What's a perpendicular?
-9/7.
Perfect. Who said that?
Rosa.
Thank you, Rosa. That's exactly right. -9/7. Notice they're opposite and reciprocal. Okay, I'm going to do another one, and I'm going to ask a couple of you what they are. Okay, here we go. So what slope is perpendicular to 5/7? Okay, someone else besides Rosa. What else? Okay, I'm going to call on one of you actually. Well, what's a slope that would be perpendicular to 5/7? Let's go with Octavio. What would be perpendicular to 5/7? A slope that'd be perpendicular to.
It would be, can I see that again?
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry about that. There you go.
-7/5.
Correct. They are both opposite and reciprocal. No matter what the equations are, as long as they are opposite and reciprocal, they will be perpendicular. Let's do another one. Let's do -7/3. What would be perpendicular to -7/3? Let's go with Noel. What would be perpendicular to -7/3? Noel, I'm going to get back to you. I'm assuming you're absent right now. Okay, Noel, get back to me. Okay, Luis Gonzalez, what would be perpendicular to -7/3?
+3/7.
Very good, 3/7. Noel, did you hear that?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Noel, what would be perpendicular to +1/5?
5/1.
Has to be opposite, dude. Noel?
-1/5.
Okay, hang on. Noel, stay with us, okay? Someone help Noel out. Elias Ortega, help Noel out. What would be perpendicular to 1/5? Slope of 1/5.
I don't know.
Okay, stay with us, Elias.
-5/1.
-5/1 or just -5? Noel and Elias, did you see that?
Yep.
So 1/5 opposite of positive would be negative, and you flip it over. But then we can just write it as -5. Okay? So Noel, I'm going to ask you again. If I had 8/5, what would be perpendicular to that, Noel?
What?
Well, sorry, let me get it in the screen. What would be perpendicular to a line that has a slope of 8/5? What would be perpendicular to it?
Is it negative but opposite or no?
Okay, keep going. Give me the answer.
5/8. Negative.
Yes, -5/8. Perfect. Very good. Awesome. Okay, so guys, also pay attention to this. Okay, Angelina Lou, if I have a slope of 3, what would be perpendicular to a slope of 3? This is harder.
1/3.
Remember, it has to be, guys, you always have to remember it's opposite and reciprocal.
-1/3.
Yes, -1/3. So Angelina saw that 3 is equal to 3/1, and she put that 1 on top. Okay, so if you have a whole number, you just put a 1 under it. Okay, so now let's look at some perpendicular lines here, and then we'll get into the homework problem. So here we go. I'm going to draw some perpendicular lines. Okay, so here's my first line. Okay, I'm going to give a line. Let's see. What should my slope be? Let's go. Okay, so I have a line here. Anywhere. Now, my slope of this line. Okay, here we go. I go up, look at my slope. I go up 2, and I go over 3. So the slope of my blue line, my slope is 2/3. Remember, slope is rise over run. Okay, so what would the slope of my perpendicular line be? If that's 2/3, if I want to draw a line that's perpendicular to it, what should my slope be? Let's go with Edith. Okay, I have a slope of 2/3. What would the perpendicular line slope be for this?
-3/2.
Okay, -3/2 is what she said. So I'm gonna just do a point anywhere. So -3/2 means I have to go in this direction and negative. I have to go down. So we want a slope of -3/2. So this means I go down 3 and over 2. So I'm gonna go down 1, 2, 3, and over 2. Now let's see if this forms a perpendicular line. This one I'm gonna go up 3 and backwards 2. Okay. Now let's intersect these two lines.
Some food. She left out there.
Okay. Now look at that. Are these perpendicular? Let's twist the paper to see if they form a 90-degree angle. And I would say yes. That is 90 degrees. And so you can see how the opposite reciprocal slopes form 90 degrees. Okay, so now let's get to the homework. Are you guys ready? Let 1 through 6 first. Let's try to jam on these 1 through 6. Now, some of these are kind of tedious, but we'll get through it, okay? But let me ask you guys something. I'm going to stop presenting. Looks like most of you are not going to be returning, but some are, so that's okay. Remember, I'm going to be showing my stuff online. So anyway, we'll get through it. Raise your hand if what was I going to ask? Raise your hand. I understand more about perpendicular and parallel lines now. I kind of get it. Raise your hand. This made sense to me, Sensei. This made sense. Okay. So here we go. Let's go like this. Let's look at the homework assignment. I am not presenting. Sorry. Let me present. I'm presenting now, and we are at, okay, 1 through 6. Okay, here we go. Number 1, 2 distinct non-vertical lines that have the same slope. Okay, so you have 2 lines that have the same slope. What are they? Number 1, 2 lines with the same slope. What are they? Someone yell it out. What are they?
Parallel lines.
Parallel lines. Very good. Is that Rosa?
Yeah.
Thank you, Rosa. So number 1, write parallel. If they have the same slope, remember, same slope is, look at your notes. Number 1, just write parallel. Am I presenting? So number 1, just write parallel. Boom, done. Number 2, 2 lines are perpendicular. The slope of one is -5/7. Okay, so it's perpendicular. We have -5/7. What do we write down? It is perpendicular to that. -5/7. 7/5. Boom. Thank you, Rosa, again. Right? All right. So now, got number 1 and 2 down. Let's look at number 3. I feel like I should get another sheet of paper so I have more room. Okay, number 3. Now we have to determine which of these lines are parallel. Which of these lines are parallel? And then we have to figure out if they have the same slope. So I think I need to draw this so that we can have a better idea. I'm going to do 3 lines. So I got my green. Okay, first line is 0, 3. Do it orange. 0, 1, 2, 3. And -3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 1. Okay, so we got to figure out the line for that. 0, 3. Okay, so you guys try to figure out the slope as we do it. We'll count it, but I'll just Maybe I'll just do this one. I'll let you do the other one on your own. Okay, second one is 0, 0, and 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and that's it. Okay, so we have those. Is it parallel? Okay, doesn't look like it, but we have, that's probably just the way I drew it. 0, 0, and 3, 2. You can't do this on looks. And then I just have one more to draw, guys. Hang in there. And I have 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, and -2, -3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, there's my last line. Okay, so I have here 3, 0, and then -2, -3. Okay, so let's figure out the slopes of these lines and see if they're parallel. Dink, dink. All right, so here we go. So what you do is you figure out the slope. Let's do the rise over the run. So to go from this point to this point, we can draw the picture. Just go like this. What is the slope of that line? Okay, let's go with Noel. What's the slope of this line right here? All right, way to ruin the flow. Noel, are you there?
Yeah.
Hey man, you gotta pay attention, dude. What's the slope of this line?
Which one?
The orange one. Is your camera on? Come on, man. We're going. We're ruining the pace of the class. What's going on? What's the slope of this? How far up? How far over?
I don't know.
Huh? Noel, look. How far up? Can you see the squares? Can you
Oh, 3.
from here to here? How far up am I going? Count the squares. How many you got?
3 or 4.
Wait, are you? I don't know if you're looking at the right thing here. Noel, look. Can you see what I'm pointing at? Noel?
Yeah, isn't it 3?
Oh, no, look here, look. Look at the squares. You see a square here? You see how many
Oh,
squares do you see?
3. My bad.
2 squares. And how many do I go across?
What's up?
How many squares going across?
3.
3. So my slope is 2/3 for this one. The green one, or the orange one, I have the slope of 2/3. Okay. All right, let's go with what's the slope
Oh, I
of
mean,
the
like,
blue?
say if you captured a settlement or a control
Yeah.
point, then it's going to return back to the hostile control point.
Yes, Elias. Is that what you're saying?
All players and content. Yeah. Yeah. Not the whole missions or anything, just like the control points and yeah. Actually, yeah. I've been trying to do it, but haven't found a squad yet. I've never done the song before.
Elias Ortega. So what is it if it's flipped around to the perceptive side? Elias Ortega. Elias Ortega. Elias, you're there. I'm going to mark you absent. I'm counting to 5. 1, Elias Ortega. 2, Elias Ortega. 3, Elias Ortega. 4, Elias Ortega.
Hello?
5, Elias Ortega.
What's up?
Oh, man. Are you having connection problems?
Nope.
Oh, okay. So you're watching this whole time? What if we reduce it, what does it convert to?
What?
Elias Ortega.
Yeah.
So the problem we're talking about, once you reduce it, right? It works, right?
I guess.
All right, cool. Were you watching what I was doing?
No.
Oh, what were you doing?
Playing video games?
Ah! At least you're honest. Can you stop playing video games, please?
Sure.
Sure. What do you mean? Say absolutely, man.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Wait, what am I, a military guy? Who you playing with? Tell them you got to go. Let me hear you say, I got to go. I'm in class. Because we heard you playing. You're unmuted.
All right, guys. I gotta go. I'm in class. Bye.
What'd they say? All right. Thank you, Elias. All right. Where are we at, guys? So let's figure out the slope of this last one. Okay, so let's look at the blue one. All right. So you see this blue one here? Let's figure out the slope. What is my rise? And what is my run? Okay. So let's go with what's my rise, what's my run? Let's see. Abigail Gonzalez. Can you see this?
Yes.
Okay, what's my rise, what's my run? How far up and how far over? How far up? How many squares to go up? Can you see it, Abigail?
I'm having really bad connection, so I'm trying to see.
So you cannot see. Can you see it or can you not see it? Can you see it or no?
It's just really blurry because it keeps like glitching because the Wi-Fi.
Okay, I'm gonna go with someone else. Stay with us, okay? Andy. What's my rise? What's my run?
2
Yeah.
is
What's my run? How many squares? Can you see it?
not really. It's hard.
can't see any-
It's 3, right?
3. Notice
Okay,
the slope, the blue is also 2 over 3.
Yes, sir.
So the orange is 2 over 3, the blue is 2 over 3. So those two lines are what? If they're both 2 over 3, Andy, what are they?
Wait, what'd you say?
See how the orange has a slope of 2 over 3 and the blue
Yes.
has a slope of 2 or 3. What can we say about those two lines?
I can barely hear you.
Man, is it my connection? Everyone's having a hard time. Let's see. Let's see. Angelina Rodriguez, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, if my orange has a slope of 2 over 3 and my blue has a slope of 2 over 3, what can I say about those two lines?
They're the same.
Same what? Same slope, but what else can I say? What do we say about lines that have the same slope? All right. Those of you who are paying attention, if they have the same slope, these lines are parallel. Okay, I'm just going to try to talk to students who are paying attention. If you're paying attention, you have a hard time, you got to ask questions because we got to move on. We're taking forever. Okay, so if this 2/3 is 2/3, we know that the lines are parallel. So now let's do this last one here. Let's do this. What's my slope to go from this point to this point? To go from this point to this point? I go up, I go over. This one I go up 1, 2, 3. This one I go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. this black one has a slope of 3/5. Is this parallel? Someone
No.
tell who's ever paying attention. Is it parallel?
No.
No, it is not, because they are not the same slope. Okay. So this is something, honestly, guys, right? It seems to me that this is something like I know it's hard. I know it's hard. This is hard. This online stuff is really hard to do, to pay attention. That's why if you feel like safe enough to go to school, I suggest to try. If you don't feel safe, I get it. But those of you who are paying attention, this is really simple if you pay attention. If you don't pay attention, you're going to be lost. Two lines that have the same slope are parallel. We said it like a few times, okay? So like if you're like, what? And you're not even, it really disrupts the flow of the class. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep teaching whether you're paying attention or not. It's your prerogative, man. If you don't want to pay attention, then fine, okay? But all you have to know is that two lines have the same slope or parallel. If they have a different slope, if they have opposite reciprocal, they are perpendicular, okay? So those of you who are paying attention, please pay attention. Those of you not, okay, fine. Keep your camera off, leave the room. It's up to you, okay? It's your grade. So here we go. I'm going to move on to number 5. We're going to move forward. Just find out they have the same slope. What's their rise? What's their run? What's their rise? What's their run? Now, 5 and 6 do these weird things. So again, this is going to take a lot of paying attention. We have line A. Line A. Okay, line A. So I'm writing this down. Has -1, -2, and then 1, 0. That's line A. Now, line B. Oops, let me do that in blue. Line B. Line B has points 4, 2 and 2, -2. Okay. And then finally, line C. I'm writing all this down. I'll let you write it down. This is going to take a lot of work. So, like, I have a feeling a lot of you are not going to be paying attention to this, or maybe you have a bad connection. If you have a bad connection, you can hang up and then watch my video. That might be better for you. Okay. I get it. If you have a bad connection, then you have a bad connection. Okay. Maybe you should hang up and just watch my video. Okay. I'll let you do that this time. I will not mark you absent. If you want to watch the video, I'm recording this right now. Okay. It's up to you, but you got to watch the video. Okay. So here are the lines. The question is,
No
are
presenting.
the, oh, sorry. Thank you for saying that. Okay. Where am I? So the question that they're asking, they're saying, are these lines parallel? That's what they want to know. Here, I'll draw it out here. So those of you who have a good connection or are paying attention can write this down. Okay. So which ones are parallel? Is line A parallel? It goes through this point and that point to line B that goes through this point and that point. Or are they parallel to line C that goes through that point and that point? Now remember, if they're parallel, they have the same slope. So what we're going to have to do is calculate the slope. Okay, so for all of these, to calculate the slope, we're going to do this equation. Here, I'll let you guys write this down. Write those down. Those of you who are paying attention or who can see this, please write this down. Please write this down.
You're frozen for me.
Okay, you might have to watch the video unless, because I don't know what to say. If I'm frozen, I can't, I don't know what to say. It'll be on the video, unless I'm frozen for everyone.
I don't know.
What do you see? What do you see? Do you see my screen? Do you see my numbers?
I see it. I see everything, but it's just like frozen. Like,
But what do you see? Like, do you see my face or do you see the numbers?
your face.
Okay. Am I presenting? Let me see. I think I'm presenting. Let's go with Noel. Am I frozen to you?
No.
Okay. Edith, am I frozen to you?
No.
Can you see my numbers?
Yes.
Okay, who said I was frozen? I don't know who it was.
It was me, Austin.
Austin. Okay. So am I still frozen, Austin?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you want, you can listen, or you can hang up, which is fine, and come back. But if it doesn't work, you can just watch the video. I will not mark you absent because I don't want you to burn out on this. Okay.
I'll just listen so I can get as much as I can.
Okay, I get it. Okay, so here we go. Now remember, parallel lines have the same slope. So we're going to use this equation. Remember, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay? So then we just start plugging in our points. So let's do line A. This is a lot. Let's call this point 1 and this point 2. Okay? Remember, this is x, this is y, this is x, this is y. So I subtract my y2 from my y1. Okay? Stop me if I'm going too fast. Okay, we've been doing this. y2, so this is my point 2. Here's my y. I go 0. Minus y1. Here's my point 1. Here's my y. Negative 2. 0 minus negative 2. Now let's do x2. There's my 2, there's my x, 1 minus x1. There's my point 1, there's my x, negative 1. Now I like to do the skip change. Let's change this to an addition. I'll do it in blue so you can see my changes. So it's 0 plus 2, 1 plus 1. So this is 0 plus 2 is 2. 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 over 2 is 1. Let's simplify. That's my slope. Okay. I did that very quickly. I'll stop and pause here for a second.
What number is this again?
This is, I'm not sure. This is number, it's a good question. Number 5.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Now, raise your hand if you understood how I found, hang on, let me get to see everyone. Raise your hand if you understood how I got, if you understood how I got that slope. Put your hand in front of the camera so I know. I'm just curious. Okay, are there any questions on that then? So I'm going to go a little bit faster on the other ones. Yes, I heard someone asking a question.
Oh, could you go back to that page? I wasn't finished.
Yeah, I'm getting there. There you go. Can you see it, David?
Yeah, I can see it. Thank you.
Okay. Now, as you're doing that, let's do line B. Let's call this point 1. Let's call this point 2. Remember, this is my x, this is my y, this is my x, this is my y. Okay? So, again, find the slope, y2 minus y1. Point 2, y is negative 2 minus y1, 2. x2, actually, David, should I pause? Am I going too fast?
Oh, no, you're good.
Okay. Now we want x2 minus x1. x2, point 2, my x is 2, minus 4. x1 is 4. So I like to do add the opposite. Negative 2 plus negative 2, they're both negative, so you becomes negative. 2 plus negative 4, they're opposite, so we subtract. You guys remember that? 2 plus negative 4 is also negative 2 because there's more negative. And a negative divided by negative is a positive, so guess what? That is also 1. So what can I say about line A and line B? Anyone who's paying attention, what can I say about line A and line B so we can move on?
They're parallel.
They're parallel, right? Good. Now let's do line C. Okay? Line C. Again, y2, let's call this point 1. Let's call this point 2. This is my x. This is my y. This is my x. This is my y. y2 first. 1 minus y1, 2. x2, -1 minus x1, 0. Add the opposite. -1 over -1. 1 plus -2, they're opposite, so we subtract, you get a negative. This stays negative because we subtract 0, which also equals 1. Well, guess what? All three of those lines are parallel. Okay? Okay. Okay, are there any questions on that?
No.
Okay. Anyone else? I'm gonna get rid of this in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Now we still have a lot because I think, again, I'm just going to move it because, like I said, some people are just not paying attention, so we got a little bit slowed up. So let's do 13 and 14. I'm going to do 13. I'm going to draw these pictures. I'm going to go faster, okay? We're at 11:07, but I still want to get through this. Okay, so I have 3 lines. It says determine which lines, if any, are parallel or perpendicular. And the way we do that is we find the slopes. Remember, look at your notes. Perpendicular lines are opposite and reciprocal slopes. I am drawing, I think I'm presenting. I am drawing these pictures right now. You guys, I don't know, you can draw them if you want. But, or you can just look at start counting them on your paper, start counting them on that screen. Here, I'll zoom it in for you, if that helps. You can, like, I don't know if this would help. Let's figure out the slope of this one, okay? Maybe I don't need to draw it if I do it real big. I don't know if this makes sense to you. Okay, so let's figure out the slope of this blue one. Let's count up. How far up? I go up 1, 2, 3. I go over 1, 2. So my line A is 3/2. I don't know if I should draw it. Let's see. So my line A, again, I go up from this point to this point. I go 1, 2, 3, up, over, 1, 2. So I wrote that. Line A, I wrote it as 3/2. Hopefully that works for you. If not, I can draw it. If you need me to draw it, I'll be happy to draw it. Line A is 3/2. Okay, let's figure out line B. I'll do that. Do I have red? I have orange. Line B, since it's next in the alphabet. Line B, notice it's going down. So to go from this point to this point, I go down 1, 2, over 1, 2, 3, 4. So I go down 2. That means it's going to be negative 2 over 4. I go down 2. That's my rise. Down 2 over 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know if you guys can see my cursor or not. Alberto, can you see my cursor here? Like how I'm counting or not?
Everything looks blurry.
Okay. So again, if you can't see it, you guys can just watch the video. I don't want you to burn out. This is not an angry thing. I just know if you're watching over and over and over again, maybe you should just rest and then watch the video on your own if you can't see it. So I'm sorry, Alberto. Antonio, can you? I just wonder if this makes sense. Antonio, can you?
Yeah.
Can you see this? Can you see my cursor moving up and down?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you see how I go 1, 2? That's 2, and then I go over 1, 2, 3, 4 to that point.
Yeah. I can see that.
Okay. Okay, you're able to follow? Okay, good. So line B, I just want to see if you guys can see this. I go down 2 over 4. So that is a slope of negative 2 over 4, negative 1/2. I'm just going to leave it like that. And then, so write that down. Line B is negative 2 over 4. And then line C is in green. Line C, okay? So this one's going up. So from this point to this point, I go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and over 1, 2, 3. I go up 5 over 3. Again, I go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I go over 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's my slope. Okay, so looking at these slopes, are any of these lines parallel? I will say
No.
No. Why? That is correct.
Because they don't have the same slope.
Don't have the same slope, so they're not parallel. Are any of these lines perpendicular?
Yes. But no.
Correct. They are not. No opposite reciprocals. These are opposites. There's a 3, but this would have to be a 2. If this was a 2, and it'd have to be negative in order for it to be perpendicular. So no, they're not. Okay, let's do one more problem. You guys can do this like, well, 1 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 5 over 2. 1. No. Let's do okay, so then we have here 15. So I'm gonna do this one really quick. Let's see if any of these are perpendicular or parallel. Okay, so I'm gonna do this again. I'm gonna write it out. Hopefully I'm presenting. And then this will be the last one I do. Line A equals or goes through points negative 2, 1, and 0, 3. And we have line B. And you guys practice solving for the slope and 6, 4 with the y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And then we have finally line C. Hopefully one of these will be perpendicular so you guys can see what a perpendicular. Again, I know you've seen it, but just so you can get an idea, just be more clear. Okay, so here I wrote it out. Here are the lines. Okay. So we go y2 minus y1 over x2 minus, you don't need to write that. You have that there above, but just so that you remember it, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, I'm going to go medium fast speed here. Let me know if you need more time before I get started. You want to need more time for me to get set up? Okay, let's call this point 1, call this point 2. This is my x, this is my y, this is my x, this is my y. So y2, 2y3 minus y1. There's my y is 1. x2 is 2. My x is 0. Minus x1 is negative 2. Add the opposite. 3 plus negative 1 is 2. Add the opposite. Plus 2 over 2 again, we got a slope of 1. It's like, are these the same ones we did before? Okay, let's do this one. Let's call this point 1. Let me know if I'm going too fast. Let me ask people if I'm going too fast. Crystal Magallanes, am I going too fast?
No.
Okay, are you sure?
Yeah.
All right, Daniel Mejia, am I going too fast?
Is this number 15?
No, you're fine.
Okay, yeah, it is 15. Sorry. Okay, thank you, Daniel. It's 15. Is that good? Got that? It's 15. Okay, y2 is 4 minus y1. There's my 1, there's my y is 1. x2, 2, x is 6, minus x1 is 4. Okay, now change these to an addition problem. Skip, change, change, skip, change, change. Okay, they're opposites, so we know that they're going to subtract. 4 minus 1 is 3. 6 minus 4 is 2. So I got 3 over 2. These are not parallel, and they are not perpendicular. Let's look at the last one, C. Let's call this point 1. Let's call this point 2. Again, because we've done this a million times, you guys got to try to do this on your own. 1 minus 3, y2, y1, 2x is 4, 1x is 1, subtract them. 1 plus negative 3 is negative 2. 4 plus negative 1 is 3. Okay. Now, are any of these lines, I'll stop so you guys can be caught up. Are there any questions on how I got these numbers? Please ask questions. It's important that you know how to do this. You're going to have a test on this exact same thing on Friday. All right? And we'll keep practicing and practicing and practicing. Okay. Are any of these lines parallel? Let's go with, okay, cool. They're not. None of them, because we don't have the same slope. Are any of these lines perpendicular?
Yes.
Yes. Which ones are they, Rosa? Rosa,
3
right?
over 2. Yeah. 3 over 2 and negative 2 over 3.
Correct. Lines B and C. Notice the slopes are opposite. This one's positive, this one's negative, and reciprocal. 3 over 2 and 2 over 3. So these two are perpendicular. So we can say line B is perpendicular, all right, like that, to line C. That would be your answer. And that's that. You guys can do the rest on your own. That's a lot of work for those. But those of you who cannot see, okay, you should watch this on the video. At this point, and you know what? We really need to fix this problem here. If you're having trouble looking at it, we need to fix this. Stay after class and we got to talk about fixing your videos. I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to do, okay? Let's talk about our options. Make sure you do your check your understanding tonight, okay? Make sure you do your check your understanding. I think Austin, you had trouble with it. Who else had trouble looking at my screen? Stay after class. If you have any other questions, you can stay after class, but it's important that you guys are focused on this. I know it's hard, but I give you everything you need to know. It's tough, okay? It's tough, but you guys got to try. If you have any concerns, you can talk to me after class. Otherwise, I will see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. We have a test tomorrow, okay? See you tomorrow. Goodbye. So
Bye.
all right, see you later. Bye, Rosa. Bye, Leitali. Bye, Octavio. Make sure to check your understandings. Bye, Louise. Bye, Antonio. Quinlan, if you're here, I'd stay here because I marked you absent. Bye, Rosie.
Bye, Sensei.
Bye, David. Okay. All right. Who is still here? Okay. Quinlan, so you're using your phone. How's that working for you?
Working pretty well. I can see everything.
Are you able to take notes and everything, though?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So if it works, a computer would be better. But, I mean, if you can tell your parents to go to the school, do you want me to call your parents so they can take you to the school to exchange the computer?
No, I'm gonna see if it works like one more time tomorrow. And if it doesn't, you know.
I know, but at least I can, like, if I call them, maybe they'll be more inclined to take you to the school.
Yeah.
Do you want me to call them?
No, it's fine.
Okay. Because you got to make, I think it's hard. I would imagine it'd be hard to look at your little tiny phone to see like what I'm writing down and stuff, you know?
The presentations are all zoomed in, so I can see pretty fine.
All right. Okay. As long as it works. What time did you come in? How come how come you're so late?
I forgot what time I came in, but it was a bit when you were writing the stuff, the math, whatever.